Hello, friends. Good morning. Your friend Rakesh Mishra once again from Toronto, all the way Canada. Okay, so another day today, August the 30th, 2017. So today, what I'm going to talk about. Thanks, Julie, for joining in. So today, I'm going to talk about yesterday what had happened. One of my junior from my college from Allahabad, he asked me, Rakesh Bhaiya, my dear brother Rakesh, living in this little village, how you develop this abundance and optimistic mindset. So I explained to him, and same thing I'm going to explain today here, how I develop that abundant and optimistic mindset. So what had happened? I'm going to just say four things. I'm going to share three stories today, which happened in my life in very childhood between the age of 7 and 17. And I'm going to bring a Bollywood, especially Amitabh Bachchan. These four things, three stories, and Amitabh Bachchan gave me this abundant mindset and here abundant mindset and optimistic outlook about life and made me unstoppable. And here you go. So the first story happened when I was 7 year old, and I mentioned in one of my share that then Mrs. The Prime Minister, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, was supposed to come and deliver a speech in our village, and our village has no electricity, and she was supposed to come 4 o'clock, but she came 10 o'clock. It was night, it was dark, and I'm still vividly seeing that I was holding a lantern in one side, and other side, Gram Pradhan's son was holding a lantern, and Indira Gandhi gave a speech, and the way they got the thunderous applause and clapping and hooting. Oh my God. And I saw those foreigners holding the cameras and the long queue of those big cars. And I said, oh my God, she's just talking and speaking, and everybody's. I decided, hey, can I one day become a speaker too? And it took more than 3 decades to realize that dream, which I had to deliver my speech in foreign land, and which I did last year, November the 4th. And if you go in my website, rakeshmishanfire.com, you will see the trailer. And that made me to become a speaker. So that is one story. The second story happened when I was 11-year-old, and my mom gave me, I will go very short, that gave me 20 pounds of wheat to go and get it grinded outside of the village from the mill. And I'm just putting, I put the packet, the wheat packet in the carrier, and she gave me 2 quarter, two chavannis, 25 paisa to put in my pocket to pay for the grinding. And while bicycling, what had happened, on those sandy, the trails in village, I just fell down and I lost those 2 quarters in the sand. And I exactly filtered around 40 minutes. That sand, I used to take sand in my palm, make the gap in the finger so sand would settle down, and I will get my quarter back. And I was doing 45 minutes. I didn't get my those two chavanis, those 2 quarter, but what I got pin, button, and 2 paisa coin, and these few articles. So after 45 minutes, I'm totally sad. And I thought, oh my God, mom is going to beat me, and my legs are burning on that hot sand. And in the back of mind, always running to become rich to support family, being an eldest, playing a role like a father. But suddenly I realized very, optimistic look inside me. Rakesh, just look at what you have done in 45 minutes. That though you did not get those 2 quarters, but you got the 2 paisa coin, the pin, the button, and so many articles which you have never saw in that sand. Though you've been walking every day last 11 years, you have never saw those articles. So that gave me the story. My target was those 2 quarters. I did not get those 2 quarters, but I got so many other articles. That gave me the mindset. As the English saying goes, always aim for the moon. Even if you miss, you will land among the stars. So that's what I did. And slowly with the time, that time in the village, I took that sand as my the target, basically area to find those quarter. And with the time, whole world, I made my sand to filter, and my those 2 quarters were replaced by to do something really big with my life. So what I did, I said, US is the biggest economy, the most rich country in the world. That's how I was thinking my teenage years. And I said, you know what? I will go to America one day. In that village itself, the dream was planted. Maybe they're listening the news or reading the newspaper that one day I will go to America. So that story gave me that, always think big and just strive for that. And even if you'll not get that, you will get so many other things. That second story gave me so much, ladies and gentlemen. And cut the story short, yes, I came to America. It took quite a long, maybe 2 decades, and I did come to America, and I'm living now here in Canada and almost go every 2 to 3 months to America. Okay, so that is the second story. And the third story, that one day I remember I was 17, I gave my 12th exam and result was in waiting, and I was working with the laborers in the rice field in my village. And suddenly I see this aeroplane, this roaring sound of the aeroplane that passed by. And I just looked at that sky. I said, oh my God, I don't know what to call it, driver or the pilot, or, that somebody is riding this machine. Can I also board this airplane one day? And remember, I'm talking about that village which has no modern amenities those days, no automobile, no electricity, no telephone, nothing. And I'm dreaming that, one day. And believe me, that thinking change, I will share some other time, is a long story, but what had happened after the result of that dream, which I saw with my naked eyes in the daylight on the sky, that night I couldn't sleep, and next morning I, wake up and broke that piggy bank and took that money and told my parents. I lied to the parents that I'm going to, my maternal uncle and my friends, but actually I boarded a train and just went to Allahabad to find the tuition to live my dream. And cut the story short, I went to Allahabad, and then, some other, friends, and with their support, and, we'll share later on. But after the Allahabad, finished my engineering study, went to Delhi, and from Delhi to Middle East, to US, to Canada, Europe. This is my 49th country. It's a long story, but yes. So those 3 stories, ladies and gentlemen, I will highly, highly request from you, sit down and just visualize those stories. The childhood stories are so powerful. Most of the passions are hidden in those childhood stories. So watch your stories, what your stories are telling to you. So those 3 stories is still one thing to share, that is a Bollywood. I'll come into that, but those 3 stories again I will brief. The first one, then when Mrs. Indira Gandhi delivered the speech and I was there, and the second one when I was searching those 2 chamanis, those 2 quarters in the sand which I lost, and the third one working with the laborers in the rice field and just seeing this airplane pass by, and that gave me the dream to fly high one day. Okay, now the fourth impact in my life is a Bollywood. What had happened till I went to the Allahabad after my 12th exam, I have never seen any movie in the theater. We were not allowed to go to theater, and I have never seen. So with my friend, I went to the theater. It's called the Niranjan Cinema in near the what do you call it, the Chowk and Jansenganj. Yeah, so Niranjan Cinema, and the first movie I saw that was Kabhi Kabhi. And after that, somehow I fell in love with Amitabh Bachchan, and I watched any movie, came to the theater and I watched. And so this is how Amitabh Bachchan changed my life. What I have realized after following Amitabh Bachchan, that Amitabh Bachchan hardly had his parents in the movie. So most of the time he's all alone. And those days, what was running in my mind, that my parents, they were not basically economically sound. So I was struggling. Out of 6 siblings, I was the eldest. And in Indian system, if you are eldest, especially a son, you have to play a role like a father, responsibility-wise. And I was always sometimes get frustrated and angry on my parents that why they are not helping me. So then when I saw Amitabh Bachchan, that he doesn't have parents, and sometimes he found his mother working in the mill, or his father, somewhere. You see that movie Kuli and or movie Diwar and all those movies. You know what I told my mind? That I don't have my parents. I'm sorry to say that, but I tell my mind, Rakesh, this is the story you have to tell. So I tell my mind that I have to, support my siblings and my parents are not there. I just told my mind. And after that, I was unstoppable. That I stopped complaining and blaming that, hey, I don't have support. So what? You are the support yourself. Whole world is there. And then I start following all these Mandelas and Gandhi and so many other powers. And I realized, man, these are the people. They did not rely on somebody else's support. They made their own fortune. I said, let me try. And you know what is the best part? For the poor people are the people who don't have any support system, nothing to lose. In India, I want to make a comparison. There are two things. One is a rose flower and one is a thorn. You know that pin, babul ka kaanta and gulab ka phool. You know what is the difference between the rose, full bloom, beautiful rose flower and the thorn? You know what is the difference with these two items? That rose has a scare that it will fade away tomorrow. But the thin, where it will go, less than that, never. That is the, thinnest form. So in Hindi, babul ke kaate ko murjhane ka dar nahi rehta. So I was babul ka kaata. I have nothing to lose. And I just started stretching beyond my comfort zone on daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. And ladies and gentlemen, I am here. You might be surprised why Rakesh is doing this. How much time he gets. That's why my junior, friend yesterday asked, Bhaiya, I want to listen your story. I'm seeing your videos and all the share. What made you to go there? What made you to develop this mindset? So I shared with him. I thought, you know what? I think you gave me something to share with my Facebook Live. So that's why I'm sharing. So ladies and gentlemen, sit down and just browse back your childhood. And signals were given from this planet to you in those childhood stories. And there is a passion. And I always keep observing those stories. Sometimes I also get down. I feel, what I'm doing? What happened if nothing works? I'm doing this Facebook Live and social media, business coach and all these things, Well, how far I left my, the consulting job and everything. What happened? But I said, Rakesh, forget about anything else. Just see your past. All these risks you took, all these, stepping outside of comfort zone, that brought you here. Otherwise, you will end up just living in that village and keep doing the same your father and forefather has done, that farming in the village, and end up your life there. So maybe tomorrow I will share my story, how from that village went to Allahabad, and that little story I will see if I want to share in mood. But today I was in mood to share with you guys. So I'm really, really sorry if you at time you feel that I keep bragging about myself. No, indirectly, I'm trying to kind of give a little motivation and inspiration to you, that ladies and gentlemen, you are sitting today in abundant opportunities around the globe. Give me a call, give me a text, wherever you are. I will give 15 minutes my time and I will change one area of your life for sure. 15 minutes, because I have my own personal life and I'm doing already. And just give me a call. Just one thing, Rakesh, that I'm struggling with this, and I will able to help. Why? Because I have gone through. So enough bragging today. So I don't know if anything useful information for you today, but yes. So that's why I wanted to share those 3 stories. And Amitabh Bachchan, salute to you, sir. See, Amitabh Bachchan. Sometimes you say, oh, what is social media? But these 2 guys, Amitabh Bachchan and Sammi Kapoor, ladies and gentlemen, from Bollywood. Looks like I'm Bollywood, geek. Yes, I am. Shammi Kapoor. Just go to YouTube and type some Shammi Kapoor unplugged guy. This guy was going 3 days to dialysis for his issues to the hospital. But what he was saying, the 3 days belongs to hospital, but the 4 days belongs to me. And he started doing this 1 minute videos when he was in 70s using his own, the iMac, sorry, the Mac system. He was one of the guy very early in 17. He started using the Mac systems. Ladies and gentlemen, that should be enough for you to get a motivation. Amitabh Bachchan, when he started blogging, like around 12 years back, I was working TD Bank. I said, oh man, this guy, see, so buff, a tech buff. And today, see the tweet, he started just doing the Facebook Live. Can you understand why Amitabh Bachchan need to do this Facebook Live? Do you think he need money? He need name and fame? No. They need public recognition. When you say, when you type your comment for me, when a performer performs and people clap, feel happy. For me, when you like, yes, I'm hungry for like. Yes, I'm hungry for comment. Yes, when you do that, I feel really, really happy. And I'm doing it because, believe me, it's not so easy to come in front of the camera to share your private life, to share your stories. But it's all about that, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody, you see any motivational speaker, either it's a Les Brown, or it's a Brandon Bouchard, or it's a Tony Robbins, or it's a Zig Ziglar, or it's a, Zimran, they all share those stories, all about stories, ladies and gentlemen. Today, 90% online business is all because of the stories. So share your story, create your story. Some people say, I don't have anything to share. Hey, go and read some book. Sit down and just see your life, how it's been, and you'll find the stories. So I think I go emotional when I share my personal story. So that's what I have a lot to share about myself. Sometimes I feel what I'm going to share next day. But when I go to shower, I say, oh, my friends will come. So I'm just sharing myself. And slowly, to just give a clue, I'm just sharing little, and slowly, I'm going to help you out. Also to monetize this. How to monetize? I don't want you to slog this 9 to 5 and hold it. No, there are ways to out. But I am doing myself to learn so that I can share. So main motivation why I enter into this social media, internet, and all this tech world, so that I can learn and then I can same thing to teach. Because then it will be very easy for me to, teach those stuff, to share those stuff. So I think enough for today. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel so happy. At the end of the day, I see around 100 people have watched. Second day, around 200 people watch. I feel that I'm delivering a speech and 200 people are watching. So thank you very much. Once again, I highly, highly request, and I will keep saying this, do something today, just one thing, which is stretch you, which is difficult for you to do that, which is scary to do that. But you know that doing this will help you. So just do one thing, which makes one of those 6 pillars better than yesterday: health, wealth, family, social life, spirituality, and career. Just do one thing. Just stretch on one area, that little steps, walking, drinking water, or just sending an email, or talking to one friend, or doing the push-up, anything, just one thing. Can you imagine that? Think about yourself that you are 90-year-old and God comes to you, superpower comes to you and says, talk to you, hey, if I put you back at the age of 40, how would you like to live your life differently? Did you get it? It's just a story you have to tell. You feel that you are 90-year-old and superpower gave you back to 40 or 50 or 45 and change those steps. You know how many of us living in North America and how many people are living in, just to put in perspective, if you are making around $100,000 a year, many of us are making, at least 90% people who are watching here. If you make around $100,000 a year, your family income, you know what? You are less than 1% in the world. Do you think is going to inspire you or motivate you? How lucky you are to be living? And do you think that your life is just meant to just go 9 to 5? Think about those stories people will talk when you are gone from this world after 100, 110, and 120. The dreams you have today, those dreams, they will come when you are your deathbed, when you are 110-year-old and lying on your deathbed. These dreams will come and ask you, hey, you could have given us a life, but I have to die with you. Don't allow your dream. Don't allow ever those dreams to talk to you in those words. To live, do something. Ladies and gentlemen, I was just listening one of the podcasts and just a few weeks ago, and one of the questions were asked from the gentleman. What do you want to see on your tombstone to be written? Again, I'll repeat. In the interview, the question was asked from the interviewee. So the interviewer asked the question, "What do you want to be written on your tombstone?" And you know what the gentleman replied? He tried. He wanted to see that on his tombstone. He tried. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you got the message. So thank you very much. If I've gone a little overboard, please forgive me. So enjoy your day. Again, I will repeat, do one thing. If possible, share with me on comments that what you tried that. On my personal messenger, just share with me. I'll be the happiest person on planet if I see you share that. What one that is stretch you did. So with that, salute to you and see you tomorrow with some other my crazy sharing, and hope you are liking me. I'll give little, quick, thanks to the people here. Julie, thank you very much. Rinki, my lovely wife, Raj, John, and Bajinder Singh ji. Oh, you are the person. And Dalit Gupta ji, thank you very much. You are real inspiration. Live in Richmond Hill. And Bhavesh, Ashwani, Preeti, Jashvi, Rashok, Jog, Raju, Dinesh, Don, Brian, Martin, Manoj, Rehan, Kid. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If anything I'm able to add in your life, any motivation, please share, please share. Thank you, thank you, and thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you staying here. So the call of action today, do one thing again, something which make you better version than yesterday. And with that, have a wonderful day. Enjoy your life. Your friend Rakesh Mishra shining from here, from Facebook Live, and see you tomorrow with some other crazy share. Bye-bye. Love you all.